Famous Richard went viral for filming himself trying to take guns from police officers. But what most of his TikTok followers didn't know is that he had dangerous connections to the streets. Today, we're breaking down the violent story of how he ended up getting shot in the head and now faces 15 years in federal prison. Famous Richard became known in New York, but he's actually from Chicago and has ties to a BD-affiliated group called Buff City. Before he started making videos online, he was trying to make it as a drill rapper in Chicago. Eventually, he moved to New Jersey, but he kept dissing his Chicago rivals in songs like Spinnin' and Grew, with lyrics like, "I'm smoking on cess, can't forget about neat." A lot of ops got left in the street, we messed them up, got them begging for peace. Move in silence whenever I creep, I'm from the rack. I be dropping the G's hands up, make a op freeze, mess them up, put them on tees. Even though he wasn't gaining much attention in music, Famous Richard found success doing comedy and going viral on social media. But he wasn't just making people laugh. His videos of trying to steal guns from cops are what really got people watching.
Real police?
Yeah, I hope so.
That's a real Glock on your hip?
I hope so. But what's up? You okay?
Let me hold that
No, what you want to hold up for? No.
your Glock? Cause that motherfucker excite me, on King.
Don't do that. Don't try to touch it.
I can't touch your gun?
No.
Why not?
Stop.
Famous Richard was going all over New York impressing cops for their guns.
That's real?
It is real, yes.
Can I hold it?
Absolutely not. Don't touch it.
Why not?
Put your hands down. Don't take 2 steps away. Do not get any closer.
I can't touch it?
Absolutely not.
It was a bad look for the police to be getting clowned like that, and eventually the NYPD sent out a notice to all officers to watch out for Famous Richard. By that time, he had already been arrested 12 times, including 3 gun charges. So, the cops already didn't like him. But then, Famous Richard made things even worse. He publicly threatened the entire police force, saying he wasn't scared of them and would be armed if they ever tried to come for him.
I'm not ducking no smoke, shorty. They talking about NYPD looking for me. On King David, get up with me, shorty. On BD, get up with me. And I'ma keep that thing with me.
Then Famous Richard went on No Jumper and called out the whole NYPD. Again, he said that cops in New York are soft and he would never try to take a cop's gun in Chicago.
Off as hell though, for like, you walk up, disarm one of their ass, they gonna have to call, help, they gonna have to call 762, like back up. But like in Iraq, I ain't do that shit in Chicago. I ain't gonna let motherfucker die in Chicago trying to do that, you know?
Facts, you'll fuck around and die here trying to do that.
BD felt like you can't do that. I can't even walk on feet.
The cops wanted to put Famous Richard behind bars, and that's exactly what they did. A few weeks later, Famous Richard was standing in the middle of the street and the cops showed up and told him to stop holding up traffic. Famous Richard didn't. Spend long in jail, then the cops started calling him in the street because he was allegedly crying in the cell when he got booked.
I was crying in the cell, shorty.
You got caught.
Where I get caught at?
Where'd you get caught at? Bro, you got set up, bro.
By who?
You were going to do a collab and I sergeant college you. And then you were trying to do your bro. Just got your phone taken.
Oh, can't you so goof ass on what? I ain't even gonna take the fight this time. I'ma let you slide. On BD, you lying though. You lying.
Famous Richard said the cops were capping about the story, but apparently the whole police force heard about it because they were all clowning them. Famous Richard wasn't just trolling the cops, he also ended up getting hit with robbery charges a few months later. According to reports, he got into an argument with someone who worked at a smoke shop and pulled a gun on them. After that, police put out a warrant for his arrest and caught him on the street while he was trying to film a new video. But even getting arrested didn't stop Famous Richard from posting content. He shared the entire arrest on social media. He kept going in and out of jail, and in July 2024, he got locked up again for allegedly pulling a gun on someone. He might have avoided getting caught that time, but police had been watching his social media. They arrested him after he posted a video of himself dancing with a gun that had an extended clip. Famous Richard kept getting himself into trouble, but he also took a huge loss in the streets. He's allegedly affiliated with the BDs from Buff City in Chicago, but his older brother, Lil Josh, repped a GD set called Paxtown. In 2024, Lil Josh was brutally killed, and rumors say one of his own people set him up. The story goes all the way back to 2019. According to Street Talk, Lil Josh may have backdoored his own homie, Boss Block, also known as D-Block. Both of them were from Paxtown and used to be close, but people believe Lil Josh took him out because they were both fighting an attempted murder case from 2014. That case was tied to a shooting on the 7100 block of South Saginaw Avenue. The victim survived, and the case was still open when Boss Block was murdered. Many believed Lil Josh snaked him. Right before he died, Lil Josh dropped a track called Bio Part 2. He rapped this stuff, wicked with the cover-ups. Threw my name in the mix over a woman. They say I killed my friend, but all the real members know the real. We still locked in. Nobody knows exactly what happened to Boss Block, but his death caused major tension inside Paxtown. After that, members started turning on each other. Another affiliate named Enki was also shot and killed. Some say it was because he killed an OG, and someone set him up in return. Paxtown also has loose ties with NLMBB, even though they're beefing now. In 2022, there were rumors that Paxtown helped NLMBB kill one of their own, a dude named Lil Dong. Word is, someone from Paxtown leaked his location, and that's how NLMBB found him. Then in June 2024, Lil Josh was killed, and rumors suggest JK and Lil Chris were involved. Lil Chris and JK were the ones who allegedly pulled the trigger on Lil Josh. Lil Chris ended up getting shot in retaliation and almost died. Then, a few weeks later, JK was reportedly backdoored by other people in Paxtown to get revenge for Lil Josh's death. After JK was killed, some Paxtown members even dissed him on Instagram. Famous Richard had already left Chicago. After his brother Lil Josh was killed, he went on Facebook and said he wasn't leaving the city until someone else died. Some NLMB members started dissing Lil Josh after his death, and Famous Richard clapped back at them online. Lil Josh was rumored to have backdoored his own homie, which eventually led to his own crew turning on him. What made things even crazier was that right before Lil Josh died, Famous Richard dropped a track called Blood Spillers, where he rapped, "If you got a backdoor, you don't know what you're doing. Just 'cause you'll kill, don't make. You a killer. It be the ones you think gon' slide when stuff hits the fan. They blood spillers. I got a cousin that killed my cousin. I'ma beat that case. Then I'm getting up with them by that crib. We finna go hunting. Can't trust a snake." They filled with venom. It's also wild because Famous Richard's brother Lil Josh was a GD, but Richard reps the BDs. A lot of people in Chicago end up beefing with their own family because of gang politics. Still, Famous Richard always showed love to his brother and wanted to get revenge for him. At the same time, he had real hate for the GDs. On his track BDN Anthem, he rapped, "I ain't never pick up a rake, I just blew my leaves away. I'm BD till I die. This stuff in my DNA, your mama was a BD, your dad was a BD, your grandma was a BD. So why the hell you GD?" Famous Richard kept talking wild online, acting like nobody could touch him. That's what led to him almost getting killed. He got shot in the head. NLM has a lot of shooters in Chicago, but Richard was actually shot in New York after being set up by a fake Instagram account. Word is, a woman lured him into a trap and someone ambushed him. He had been making a lot of enemies with all the dissing, so he had a target on his back. But even after being shot in the head, he didn't change how he moved. Instead of laying low, he jumped right back on social media and kept talking. Luckily, the bullet only grazed him, so he didn't have to stay in the hospital for long. As soon as he got out, he started dissing the ops again. Then, a New York rapper named Gino Rex aired him out, claiming Famous Richard snitched after the shooting. Gino even posted screenshots of DMs showing Richard saying he hit his head on something and wasn't actually shot. But right after it happened, Famous Richard told everyone he got hit by a bullet. Getting shot in the head was already bad, but that was just the beginning of Famous Richard's downfall. Just a few weeks after the shooting, the feds arrested him for having a firearm as a convicted felon. According to reports, back in July 2024, cops raided Famous Richard's home and found a loaded Beretta M9 with the serial number scratched off and an extended magazine. It was the same case he had already been arrested for and bonded out on. But at first, it was just a state charge. Now that the feds picked it up, he's facing up to 15 years in prison and a $250,000 fine if convicted. After he got booked, someone used his Instagram account to ask the public for help getting him a federal lawyer. Famous Richard claimed he's being abused in jail. He said a guard assaulted him and posted, "Please help me. This is a cry out for help." He also said they're denying him visits and won't let him meet with his public defender. Apparently, he can't afford a lawyer, and he's upset that nobody is supporting him. He started begging people for money and even said he needed a pardon from Donald Trump. Then he randomly dragged NBA Youngboy into the drama, saying, "Youngboy definitely snitching in his own Fed case, and even accused Youngboy of being the reason Lil Durk got booked for allegedly ordering a hit on Quando Rondo. This wasn't the first time Famous Richard dissed Youngboy and his crew. While he was still free, he started the Quando Rondo Challenge to clown him for losing his cousin, Lil Pab. He also dropped a diss track aimed at Quando, where he rapped, "I'm from the rack, I bleed different, I'll give your ass the belt, Harry Potter. With the switch I tap it once and watch you melt. You can't even come outside. You might as well barbecue yourself, you just lost your hood. Respect, your bleep ass cried in front of 12. Famous Richard first blew up for making comedy videos, but at the same time he was out in New York committing real crimes. He even pressed random civilians who were just trying to eat. One time, he beat up an innocent 18-year-old on camera, just for clout. What makes things worse is that all the cops in New York hate him. He was constantly clowning them on social media and even dissed them in his music. In his track On the Run, he rapped, "I'm on the run, but ain't running screaming free me. I ain't even do nothing. I ain't going back to jail. They trying to do me like Thugger. And if I get caught, let me out by the summer. Bleep the police. Put a pig right under, I can skip state, but I'm staying for the summer." Famous Richard went viral for a while, but he got famous for trolling cops and dissing everyone. Now, he's sitting in jail with no real support. If he had made it in the rap game, maybe more fans would have stood by him, but most people just saw him as a joke. And now, fighting a federal case with a public defender, it's not looking good. Famous Richard might really be cooked.